Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Nurse Career Blueprint channel. I'm so excited to be here with you today. My name is Miriam, and I'm a nurse practitioner, an educator, and an author. I'm passionate about helping aspiring nurses like you achieve your dreams of passing the Nclex-RN and launching successful nursing careers. Trust me, I've been there. You're working long hours, you're trying to squeeze in study time, and it can all feel overwhelming. But here's the good news. It is absolutely possible to find that balance and rock the Nclex. In today's video, I'm sharing my tried and true strategies to help you conquer the work-study balancing act and set yourself up for Nclex success. We'll cover everything from creating a study plan that works with your schedule to prioritizing self-care. Because yes, it matters. So grab a notebook, get comfy, and let's dive right in. So let's talk about the importance of a structured study plan. When you're juggling work, life, and Nclex prep, a well-crafted plan is your secret weapon. It's like having a roadmap that guides you through each day and keeps you on track. Here's how to create a study plan that works. First things first, grab your calendar or planner and mark down your exam date. This is your non-negotiable deadline. Now, working backward from that date, block out dedicated study time. Think of these study blocks as important appointments that you cannot reschedule. Next, realistically assess how much time you can dedicate to studying each day or each week. Remember, consistency is key, so even short, focused study sessions are better than sporadic cramming. Break down your study material into manageable chunks and assign specific topics to each study session. This way, you'll feel a sense of accomplishment as you check off each milestone. And speaking of milestones, set realistic study goals for yourself. Instead of aiming to conquer an entire textbook in a day, focus on mastering a specific chapter or concept. Visualizing your plan can make it feel less overwhelming and more achievable. Now let's talk about maximizing your study time by focusing on high-yield content. When you're short on time, you want to make sure you're studying smart and targeting the information that's most likely to appear on the Nclex. Identify the key concepts, nursing processes, and areas that are heavily emphasized in the Nclex-RN test plan. Your nursing school textbooks are a great place to start, but don't be afraid to explore additional resources like Nclex review books or online question banks. Speaking of practice questions, they are your best friend during Nclex prep. Regularly test your knowledge with practice questions that mimic the format and difficulty of the actual exam. This will not only help you identify your strengths and weaknesses, but also get you comfortable with the types of questions you'll encounter on test day. Engage with the material by summarizing concepts in your own words, creating flashcards, or teaching the information to a friend or family member. Now, let's get real for a moment. When you're working and studying, finding large chunks of uninterrupted study time can feel impossible. But here's the good news. You don't need hours upon hours to make progress. In fact, short, focused study sessions can be incredibly effective, especially when you're crunched for time. Think of it as micro-studying. Instead of waiting for a marathon study session, utilize those small pockets of time throughout your day. Commuting to work? Perfect time to listen to a nursing podcast or review flashcards on your phone. On your lunch break? Find a quiet spot and squeeze in a quick review of a high-yield topic. Remember, consistency is more important than duration. Even 15 to 20 minutes of focused study here and there can add up significantly over time. The key is to be intentional with those small pockets of time and to make them work for you. Set timers to keep yourself on track and avoid getting sidetracked. Chapter 4. Communicate with your employer. Let's face it, balancing work and Nclex prep can be tough, but open communication with your employer can make a world of difference. Schedule a meeting with your supervisor or manager to discuss your study commitments and the importance of passing the Nclex for your career advancement. Explain that you're dedicated to both your job and your studies, and you'd appreciate their support during this time. See if there's any flexibility in your work schedule to accommodate your study needs. Many employers are willing to grant vacation time or unpaid leave to support their employees' professional development. Chapter 5. Stay organized and minimize distractions. Let's talk about the importance of creating a study-friendly environment that promotes focus and productivity. Designate a specific study area in your home or at the library. Having a dedicated study space signals to your brain that it's time to buckle down and focus. Make sure your study space is well lit, comfortable, and equipped with all the essentials: your textbooks, notes, pens, highlighters, and any other resources you need. Now, let's talk about those pesky distractions. Silence or turn off your phone, put it on airplane mode, or use apps that block distracting websites and apps. Let your family and friends know that when you're in your study zone, you need uninterrupted focus time. Chapter 6. Implement self-care strategies. Now let's talk about something that's often neglected but is absolutely crucial for your well-being and ultimately your Nclex success self-care. When you're balancing work, study, and life's demands, it's easy to put your own needs on the back burner. But trust me, neglecting self-care will only lead to burnout and make it harder to retain information. First and foremost, prioritize sleep. I know it sounds obvious, but getting enough restful sleep is essential for memory consolidation and overall cognitive function. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night to feel refreshed and ready to tackle your studies. Incorporate regular exercise into your routine, even if it's just a brisk walk or some stretching. Physical activity helps reduce stress, improve blood flow to the brain, and boost your mood. Don't underestimate the power of taking breaks. When you're feeling overwhelmed, step away from your studies for a few minutes and engage in an activity you enjoy. Chapter 7. Stay motivated. Let's face it, staying motivated while juggling work and Nclex prep can feel like a roller coaster ride. Some days you'll feel unstoppable, while others you might question why you even started this journey. But trust me, maintaining your motivation is essential for staying on track and achieving your goal of passing the Nclex. So, how do you stay motivated when the going gets tough? One powerful strategy is to break down your big, audacious goal of passing the Nclex into smaller, more manageable milestones. Celebrate those small victories along the way. Did you master a challenging concept? Reward yourself. Did you ace a practice exam? Treat yourself to something special. Find a study buddy or join a study group. Connecting with others who are going through the same journey can provide invaluable support, encouragement, and accountability. Plus, it's always more fun to celebrate successes together, right? Visualizing success can actually trick your brain into believing it's possible, which can boost your confidence and motivation. Chapter 8. Practice mindfulness techniques. Now let's talk about incorporating mindfulness techniques into your daily routine. Mindfulness is all about being present and fully engaged in the current moment, without judgment. And you might be surprised at how helpful it can be during stressful times like Nclex prep. One of the simplest yet most effective mindfulness techniques is deep breathing. When you feel overwhelmed or anxious, take a few moments to focus on your breath. Inhale slowly and deeply through your nose, filling your lungs with air. Hold your breath for a few seconds and then exhale slowly and completely through your mouth. Another powerful mindfulness technique is practicing gratitude. Take a few minutes each day to reflect on the things you're grateful for, no matter how small they may seem. This simple practice can shift your mindset to a more positive and appreciative state, which can reduce stress and improve your overall well-being. Just like any skill, the more you practice, the easier it becomes. Chapter 9. Reflect and adjust. As you progress through your Nclex-RN journey, it's essential to regularly reflect on your study strategies and make adjustments as needed. Your study plan isn't set in stone. It's a living document that should evolve with your needs and progress. Schedule regular check-ins with yourself to evaluate what's working and what's not. Are you retaining information effectively? Are you meeting your study goals? Are there any areas where you're struggling? Honest self-assessment is key to identifying areas for improvement. Don't be afraid to adjust your study plan based on your reflections. If a particular study method isn't yielding the desired results, try a different approach. If you find yourself consistently struggling with a specific topic, allocate more study time to it. The important thing is to acknowledge the need for adjustment and get back on track as soon as possible. Outrow, you've got this! As we wrap up, I want to remind you that balancing work and study while preparing for the Nclex-RN is a challenge, but it's absolutely achievable. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. Countless nurses have walked this path before you and emerged victoriously. By implementing the strategies we've discussed, from creating a structured study plan to prioritizing self-care, you'll be well equipped to conquer the work-study balancing act and rock the Nclex. Stay focused, stay organized, and most importantly, believe in yourself. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts, questions, and any additional tips you have for balancing work and study in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, share this video with your fellow future nurses, and I'll see you in the next one.